Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We are so excited to have you here with us this week. I hope you loved our topic last week about designing a life that felt like yours. And I hope you were able to get such powerful insights out of it. And I hope you were able to apply some of that to your own life. This week, we're talking about why do we keep abandoning ourselves? I know in my own life, I've lived a life where over and over again, the easy thing to do, what society told me I needed to do was fit in. And fitting in means abandoning myself. Fitting in means sacrificing what I want, what I need, what I think is important in order to be acceptable. And so the reason that I would abandon myself is to have friends, is to have community, is to feel like I could have people in my life, and I would go to crazy amounts of self-abandonment in order to have that. What about you? What are some things where you've gone to self-abandonment in your life?
Yeah, so this has actually been a pretty recent topic for me. I had this big aha moment in October, actually, when we were in Mexico. And I remember that I was like, holy cow, for so long, I have been dimming my light to fit in when all I wanted to do was belong. And in my experience, fitting in meant I was being someone who I wasn't. And I didn't even intentionally do that. I was just trying to be someone else, and I don't even know who I was trying to be. Whereas belonging, I have noticed, is when I have felt safe to just be myself. And I belong because I am being me. I am being Grace, not trying to be this for everybody else.
And I love that because for me, when I'm belonging, I'm being celebrated for who I am. And it's a matter of being around the right people.
Totally.
It's a matter of being around groups that celebrate belonging. Because there's a lot of groups that don't.
Totally.
There's a lot of people that don't. There's a lot of people that would feel intimidated.
Totally.
Or insecure or jealous. And where they may be sending you signals of, hey, you need to dim your light, whether it's actually said or whether it's implied, a lot of times it's because they're feeling insecure.
Totally.
They're feeling like not enough. And they're threatened. And they're uncomfortable with your light. Like imagine walking into a room and you're asleep and somebody just turns the light on. And it's like, dude, could you have given me a warning first? And sometimes we walk in and we're just shiny because we're just feeling shiny.
Totally.
And it's like, dude, could you let me know you were going to walk in all shiny like that?
Right. Oh, I love that. I love that.
And so for me, like my self-abandonment, like I've heard that all abandonment is self-abandonment.
Totally.
And so in moments where I've allowed myself to compromise what I want or compromise what was important to me or be like, oh, it's okay, and just rationalize it. And the reason I would do it is because I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want to be left out. I wanted that friend. And in those moments, it was like, I know I don't get to fully be me, but at least I'm not alone.
Totally.
And so for me, realizing that, hey, those types of friendships that require me to do that actually aren't for me. And being around people who put pressure on me to fit in, not my people.
Right.
And that's totally okay. And I believe that we teach people how to treat us by the way we treat ourselves.
100%.
And so
I love that.
what are some things you've noticed since October as you've leaned into being your authentic self?
Oh, it has been so fun, you guys. It's been a journey, but it's been super, super beautiful because I've just finally, I feel like after years of hiding, after years of wearing a mask, I've actually been able to be the person that I've always wanted to be. I've been able to just be me with no masks and shields. I just show up authentically. And what I have noticed is, I have a lot more energy and I just radiate a little bit more joy, right? While at the same time, I feel like I wear my heart on my sleeve. And so a lot of times I kind of show up where I'm at. Whereas before I would just be like, I'm fine. Everyone, would know that Grace would have a smile on her face and I would just hold everything inside. And I would also not feel throughout the days. That's been something I've been noticing as well, is I just wouldn't feel. So I really wouldn't have a ton of emotion. Whereas now, it's super beautiful because I'm feeling emotions. I'm showing up exactly where I'm at. And I'm just a lot more aware of how I am feeling. And kind of like what you were saying earlier, right? Being around these people trying to fit in, right? How do I feel around these certain people? It's been super awakening.
I remember one time, and this was early on, as I was just jumping into a coaching program. And some of these people are still my close friends today. And this would have been 5 years ago. And I walked into this group. I was introduced to this group through a friend of mine in Hawaii. The founder of the group lived in Utah. I had never been to Utah in my life. I'd driven through it once, but never actually been there. Met the group on a Tuesday. We started a retreat on a Thursday.
Love it.
And so I'm sitting there in this retreat, and I'm like, these people feel cool. I want them to like me. I'm like, how can I show up to where I'm not too much, because nobody likes the guy who's too much.
Right.
Or how do I also not just sit in the corner and not participate? How do I thread that needle in such a way that I'm acceptable? And I'm sitting there, and it's about halfway through the first day, and I'm like, oh no. Oh no. These are all energy people.
Yeah.
They are seeing right through me. I'm not fooling anybody. Like, they are just reading my mail.
Totally.
I guess I get to just be myself. It was
Darn
the
it.
most liberating and terrifying thing at the same time.
Totally. Well, I think it's super cool. I think maybe for me, part of the reason is like, well, if I'm myself, because I have been, right? But I got hurt. And so I'm like, well, if I'm myself and someone doesn't like me, or they say this about me, right? This, that, or the third. Well, if I'm trying to be someone I'm not, then it's not going to hurt me. Whereas where I'm showing up authentically, right? One of my fears was 100%, well, what if they don't like me? Or what if they say this? Or what about this? What if I share my story and then this, right? But once you just realize that it's so fun and energizing and it just feels good to just be you, I feel like the noise really just trickles out.
And what's funny is the opposite side of what you just shared. Well, if I'm not myself, they can't hurt me. The opposite of that is, if I'm myself and they like it, do they actually like me? Or do they like this version, this act that I'm putting on that's not me?
Interesting.
And so it becomes a question of, are we going to lean into the fear? Or are we going to be willing to be brave and be authentic and vulnerable? And that, for me, like, there have been moments where abandoning was the easy thing to do. And allowing myself to be seen took bravery.
That's good.
And
That's beautiful.
in those moments of bravery, it was like, I'm opening my heart. Please don't hurt me.
Totally. And what's funny is, in my experience, as I've started showing up more authentically and leading with my heart, is that, it was super weird for me at first. I feel like I really started embodying that when I moved to Utah. And some days I would come home and feel like, ugh. And I'm like, oh, it's because I'm being me. And I wasn't always used to that. I wasn't always used to not having my guard up or having like a shield. And so it was a little bit of an adjustment for me at first, actually. It felt uncomfortable.
And what was it that gave you permission to take the shield down?
Well, Jer, we have done a lot of work together. So it's been a whole journey, but it really, really started when me and Jer were sitting down and my intention was to trust myself. I feel like that really started the entire journey. It was hard. And I did not realize that was such a loaded question for me. But I feel like once I learned to trust me again and really just started to get to know myself again, because, you know, people would ask me, like, what do you like to do? And I'm like, I like to work. And I couldn't say anything else. I like to work out, you know, like I didn't truly know who I was because I ignored myself or I ignored how I felt or what I liked. I just kept running away from. And I know I had a moment for myself. It was the end of my marriage, 2013, and I had totally self-abandoned into that marriage to the point where I didn't even know who I was anymore. And I spent a year in therapy just trying to figure out who Jer was. And I remember saying to the therapist at that time, it feels like my life is a map. It has a big giant hole in the middle, and I don't know how to fill it in. And so I had to just go back day after day and go, all right, what do I actually like today? Right.
What would actually feel good to me today?
Totally.
And the cool thing about that is that can actually be a really fun exploration.
It totally is.
It doesn't have to be terrifying or scary. Like it could be, what's something that would be really fun for me today? Do I want to go get myself a cookie?
Totally.
Do I want to go for a run today? Do I want to go work out today?
Totally.
Do I want to go to a concert today? Like, what's something that could be really, really fun for me that would put me first?
I love that. I love that. And you actually helped me incorporate that practice into my own life. Right? And so I think that's super beautiful. And, you know, for everyone listening as well, it's such an easy and simple practice to just show yourself that you're, you know, that you love yourself.
What are some things that you like to put into your life to show yourself that you're choosing yourself first?
That's a great question. And I feel like this answer has definitely changed, right? But a lot of things that I've learned that I really like to do is, for example, meditating. So I've worked out for like 7 years, and working out is another thing that I love to do, and I just show up for myself every day. But what's interesting is that I started doing yoga because I used to lift all day, every day, and I started, you know, paying more attention to the way my body felt, and I was like, ooh, this just doesn't feel as good anymore. And so I started doing yoga and going on runs and walks and having a little more balanced. But how I've really showed myself that I love myself and that I'm showing up for myself is that I stay committed to the exercise, right? I say I'm going to exercise and I exercise, but in terms of what I do, I'm in flow. I listen to my body and see what feels good in the morning because what I used to do was just work out, like lift, even if my body was in pain. And so now I'm just paying more attention and showing up for myself in such a bigger way while I stay committed to what I say I'm going to do. But I'm in flow with what form.
Love that. And for me, because I was so good at trying to figure out what everybody else wanted, one of the cool shifts for me was, okay, so if you were going to do this for somebody else, what would you do? Oh, can you do that for yourself?
Interesting.
And so for me, it was like, oh, so if I would have taken somebody out for a meal just to hang out with them, can I do that for myself?
Totally.
If I would have booked travel to go on a trip with a group, can I do that for myself?
Totally.
Is there an experience that I want to have? And can I give that to myself?
I love that.
And so for me, it's not selfish, it's self first.
Totally. Every single time.
And when I'm giving to myself first, and I'm taking care of me, I'm showing up full. Like you said, meditation and working out, eating healthy. These are all things, acts of self-love that we can do for ourselves.
Totally.
Rest is an act of self-love.
Totally.
Listening to our body and not pushing beyond what our body actually wants in the moment is an act of self-love.
Totally.
And those moments where we just override and say, you know what, I don't care, I'm going to keep going. That's actually self-abandonment as well.
100%. 100%. That's beautiful, Jer.
And so as we think about people in their early 20s, maybe they're just getting out of college, maybe they're just starting to figure out their lives. If we were to help them think about ways that they can show up that are authentic to them, what might you say to them?
One more time.
If you were to think about somebody who's in their early 20s, who's just starting to think about how they want to show up in their life, and hey, maybe I have been self-abandoning in the past. What's a way that I could do it differently right now in my life?
Yeah, that's a super interesting question. And I do think for everyone, it's going to be a little bit different. So what I will do is share my experience.
Yeah.
And in my experience, what I have noticed is just becoming a little bit more aware. For me, it all started by just becoming more aware. And I think as I started paying more attention to how am I feeling in this moment? How does this fill me up? Right? How do I leave this feeling? I just feel like becoming a little bit more aware instead of just like go, 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 because a lot of times that's what I personally would do, right? And my story is different from everyone else's. But the minute I stood back and just became a little bit more aware and paused, that's what started everything for me.
Absolutely. And awareness is always the first step. Like, we can't do something different if we're not aware we're even doing it.
Exactly.
And so in that moment of awareness where, oh, I didn't even know I was doing that. I now have a choice.
Right.
Do I want to keep doing what I'm doing? Or do I want to do something else? And it's completely my choice. And either choice is fine for as long as I want to make it.
Exactly.
And in those moments where I'm like, am I getting the results I want? If the answer is no, okay, what's one small thing I could do differently? What's one small way I could show up for myself? It doesn't have to be a massive life overhaul. No. It doesn't have to be, hey, I'm going to go move to Nepal. I mean, if you want to, go for it. More power to you. I've heard Nepal is beautiful. And it could be as simple as, hey, I'm going to pause before I make a major decision. I'm going to pause before I respond. I'm going to take a breath when I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm going to notice how I'm feeling throughout the day. I'm going to give myself resets throughout the day. I'm going to schedule my day in a way that's not overwhelming, where this, and now I'm crashing because I'm spent.
I love that. I love that. And I love what you said about it's just a small step, right? It doesn't have to be some big thing. And in my experience, a lot of times when you write like a million things you need to do, you're probably going to get none of them done, right? But if you have, 1 to 3 small tangible steps that you can take every single day to push you towards this goal, it's so much easier. That being said, a lot of times the easiest things to do are also the easiest things not to do. And so I always find that super interesting as well.
And what if instead of saying I'm going to do this every day for the next year, because now that becomes a big thing, even if it's a small thing.
It totally does.
What if it's, hey, I'm going to try this for the next couple days.
I love that.
And I'm just going to see how it goes for me. And maybe, let's say today's Saturday. Let's just say, I'm going to give myself permission to get up early and meditate in the morning for the next 2 days.
Totally.
I'll check in with myself on Monday.
Right.
And we'll see how it felt. I'll see how I did.
Right.
Do I want to keep doing it? Do I want to adjust it? What do I need? What's the information I've learned? So instead of thinking of it as this task, because as soon as I start thinking of a task, like those feel heavy to me. Those
They
feel
do feel
depleting.
heavy. Totally.
But if I think about it as, hey, this is an experiment.
Totally.
I'm going to just try this. Like, I've tried a lot of things in my life.
Totally.
Some of them have been fun. Some of them have been complete duds.
Oh.
And for me, it's like, all right, cool. I'm aware. Maybe the first thing we need, back to your point with awareness, is where are the areas in my life where I am self-abandoning? What are some areas in my life? Is it with my family? Am I leaning into what they have to say so much that I'm not using my voice?
Right.
Is it with my friends? Am I doing things I don't really want to do just to fit in?
Right.
Is it with my partner? Are we in alignment? Are we co-creating this relationship? Or am I just going along with what they want? Maybe it's at work. How do I feel about what I'm doing at work? Does it light me up? Or am I self-abandoning because I really need the money? So there's a lot of options where people could be self-abandoning.
Totally.
And maybe one of the most powerful things you could do is sit down with a piece of paper and just write down the question, where are some areas in my life where I might be self-abandoning? And see what comes up.
I love that. And it's super cool to ask that question, because you're going to think of the first area that you're self-abandoning. And then you'll start to realize that you're doing it in other areas as well. And I feel like once you put that down on paper, right, you just understand it, you listen to it because it wants to be seen, it wants to get brought up, right? Then you can let that go.
Absolutely. And it's so fun. So we sat there, we've written it down on paper. The next step is, what's one small change I would like to make? What's one area where I could do something different? Am I going to use my voice?
Right.
Do I need to set a boundary? Do I need to change something in my daily routine? Do I need to create space in my calendar?
Right.
Do I need to create space in my day? Do I need to reorganize some priorities in my day? Do I need to go to the grocery store differently?
Right.
There are all kinds of ways where you can choose to show up for yourself.
Totally.
And as you showed up for yourself, what have you noticed about the way you feel about yourself?
As I've shown up for myself, I've started just noticing a lot of things, actually. I started noticing really how much I love myself. And I think there's so much power in just having so much love and compassion for yourself. Because for me, the more I love myself, the more I can love others. And the more I fill my cup, the more I can fill into others. The bigger I show up for me, the bigger I show up for others.
Yeah.
And so that's something that's just made the biggest difference for me. And it's been super cool to watch that play out over the last couple of months, really.
And I know you also said you've made a shift since you moved to Utah about showing up more authentically. I know some people might be afraid of doing it because how are people going to respond to it?
Totally.
In your experience, as you started showing up more authentically, how have the people in your life responded to that?
Oh my gosh, it's been beautiful. It's been super, super beautiful. And it's funny because I was actually very scared. I was like, you're telling me I have to just be myself? I'm like, I don't even know how to do that. I don't know how to open up. Like, you want me to like talk to you and share information about my life? Like, you know what I mean? And that all being said, I've really made the effort to start showing up authentically at work, on social media, with my family and my friends. And it's been super beautiful because I feel like that's been what's getting back to me in return, right? Because for anything to change, like our friend Julie says, the only thing that needs to change is you. And so if I want more authentic people in my life and I want to have deeper connections, I need to get deeper with myself and deeper with others too. And so it's been super cool to see the people that I have been attracting since I have really opened up and started being myself.
Yeah. That's so fun.
It is fun.
I remember another Hawaii story. I was in Hawaii a few years ago, and I remember I got there, and I think I've told you this story, but I see the water slide at the resort I'm staying at, and there's part of me that wants to self-abandon because, oh my gosh, I'm an adult now. We don't do that. That's for the kids. But there's that part in me that's like, oh my God, I want to go.
Totally.
And so I start going. And all of a sudden I feel my little 12-year-old boy come out who used to have
that's fun.
Season passes at the water park. I have this little hop skip in my step as I'm going back into line, and I'm sure it looked ridiculous, and I love it.
I love that.
And so I start going, and I go a couple more times, and then I look in line, and what had happened is other adults had gotten in line.
I love that.
So me choosing to play, me choosing to have fun, me choosing what felt authentic to me in the moment actually gave them permission to do the same thing.
Oh, I love that.
And sometimes us showing up in our full light can feel intimidating at first, but it actually gives other people permission to show up the same way.
Totally does.
And we can start creating a snowball of authenticity, which feels really, really fun.
It really, really does. Oh, that's a beautiful story, Jer.
Yeah. And so if we want a community of authenticity, if we want a community of self-trust, if we want a community of belonging,
right,
we need to embody that.
100%.
I've heard it said there's two types of people in the world. There's thermostats who take the temperature in the room, and there's thermometers. Actually, I said it backwards. There's thermometers that take the temperature in the room, and there's thermostats that set the temperature in the room. And so if I want belonging, I start by belonging to me.
100%.
And a way that I started belonging to me was getting to know me. Getting to know who I authentically am, getting to know who I am right now, because as a human design reflector, that answer actually changes throughout the day.
Totally.
And it changes throughout the month as well.
Right.
And so the question of who I am actually had to change to who am I right now?
I love that.
And getting to know myself in the present moment. And stopping to be present with myself to find out, what do I want right now? What do I need right now? What feels like it would be really cool for me right now? What's something I can give to myself today, just as an act of self-love and self-discovery?
I love that. And as you asked yourself those questions, right, as you got curious, what did you see show up?
Oh, it was different every day because I'm different every day. And yet there's times where it was like, I want to go on a hike today. And there was times where it's like, yeah, I really feel like meditating right now. And there was times where it's like, yes, my body wants to go to the gym. My body wants to go move weight.
Totally.
And there was times where it's like, my body just wants to rest right now. Or there's times where it's like, I really want to hang out with Grace.
Totally.
Or there's times where it was like, I really want to just be by myself right now.
Love that.
And letting it all be okay. Not judging any of it. Because there were times where, as I'm trying to figure out, am I self-abandoning? Like I'm also judging based on what I think other people might find acceptable. And I may not even know if that's true because I'm making an assumption. I've decided for them by assuming without even asking them,
Interesting.
hey, is this acceptable or not?
Wow.
And then just hiding the parts of me that didn't feel acceptable. And allowing that mask that I was wearing to be seen.
Love that.
So for you, what's it been like to live life without a mask?
To live a life without a mask, it's still a working journey, if you will, but it's been super freeing. Because what I've noticed is not having a mask, I just do what's in alignment in the moment. So kind of like you were saying, like checking in with yourself. Hey, what feels true for me right now? Does this feel good or does this feel good? I check in with myself multiple times a day. And if I notice something's coming up, right, I get curious about it. I'm like, what's the message for me here, right? I stop what I'm doing. And this has been a practice that I've loved, that I've incorporated, because it's just caused me to slow down and not move through it, which is self-abandonment, right? I pause and I get curious and I ask what's coming up for me. And I think that's super beautiful. It's something that I didn't experience because I was self-abandoning by just pushing away and avoiding and ignoring. And so that's been something that I've loved, that has changed for me, for sure.
I love that. And then also just getting beyond the mind.
Totally.
Like just getting beyond what I think, the stories I'm telling myself.
Totally.
The stories that I hear from other people. And actually figuring out what is actually true for me right now, and trusting that,
right,
and meeting myself in that moment, meeting myself in that place of self-discovery, and allowing it to be fun.
Totally. Totally.
Yeah,
I love that.
And so, as we're wrapping up, one thing I'd like to say to anybody who's listening to this is, you can be brave. It's okay to be brave. Start with the awareness. You don't have to fix it all at once.
Totally.
Find something you do want to work on. Make a commitment to yourself to work on it this week.
Love that.
Take some small steps that you know you can. Make that commitment to yourself as an act of love for yourself. See how it goes. Learn from it. Meet it with curiosity. And just enjoy the process of putting yourself first. What might you share with somebody as we're wrapping up here?
I love that. And I think that's all super beautiful. And I think the one thing that I want to add on is to just get very present in the moment and not forget the past, but get out of the known, and just get super curious about the unknown. And I know this is something we will probably hit on in many future podcasts to come. But what the unknown is for me is it's not familiar. It's something maybe a little bit out of the ordinary. And so one thing that I would, I guess, invite you guys to step into is just to start getting familiar with the unknown.
Yeah, and the unknown can be scary. Or it can be an adventure. I was explaining this to a client yesterday, and we were talking about it. And I'm not going to lie, I also love roller coasters.
Me too.
And there's two types of people on the roller coaster.
Totally.
And there's the person who's freaked out, and they're just on it because, by the way, they've self-abandoned. They're on it because somebody told them they wanted to go. And they don't want to be on it, and they hate every minute of it. But there's the other person who's like, oh my God, this is going to be so much fun.
Totally.
Like, I don't know what the next turn's going to be, but I know it's going to be fun.
Right.
And so if we can live our life with that sense of awe and wonder and adventure,
so fun.
Like the future is unknown, and that's what makes it exciting.
I love that.
So I just wanted to say thank you guys for listening to this episode of Becoming Untamed. If you're becoming untamed with us and you know somebody who would love to come along, please share this with them. We would love to have them. Anything you want to add, Grace, before we wrap this up?
I don't think so. I think we're excited to see you next week.
All righty. Have the best week, and we will see you next week.